I accept. Why are you looking at me so wicked?
Quit being bad. You know, listen, listen. I told you first of all, stop talking about people that ain't there to defend themselves. I, I, I,
I'm
I,
not. I'm
I,
not
I,
talking. I'm
I
not talking about people
second
defending
of
themselves.
all,
What I said on
that
your live,
I'm not
I
finished.
said,
I am not
leave
finished.
me
I am not
alone.
finished. You're not listening. Second of all, they have no problem with settling discrepancies. They are all older than you. They moderate the comment section. You can't tell tone and volume and pitch through text. This is why when you write something in the comment section, emojis are so necessary, or punctuation is so necessary. They weren't trying to be mean to you. They were attempting to teach because they do know the scriptures a little bit better than you do. That's just true. They've been in the truth a little bit longer. That's not a bad thing. Them your sisters. Them those are women that really care about your learning and care about the things that you're asking about. That's why they said, that's why they came out like that. But Miss Mandy is all the more willing, is certainly willing to be open to just quite. First of all, this is not a beef. All right, that's the first thing I want to say. This is not no beef. It's a ridiculous thing, but I don't like the
Real life, he is speaking facts.
what.
Oh, somebody comment something.
Oh, stay out the comment section. I'm talking to you right now. They sit down for a minute. I'm not
But
interested in having sisters.
I can't have beef. I can't have beef with somebody I don't know. My
You said
thing
what?
is, and like I said it on the comments, you can't. Okay, the first part is when I asked about Haitians.
Well, you gotta
I'm a
understand. A lot of
Haitian.
times
I was asking about Haitian.
when I'm in the
And
when I'm
then I was talking to one older lady, and she said, "Hey, it's just like AAs, African Americans who can't let go of Christianity." I'm like, okay, so what about hoodoo? Could they do hoodoo?
wait, hold
Since
on,
they
hold on,
could
hold
do
on,
voodoo,
hold
what
on, hold
about
on.
hoodoo?
Wait a minute, hold on. Before we get to the topic of what happened, I'm talking about the logistics of it all. A lot of
Hmm.
times in my lives, there's a lot of people. That live that you were in, there was some 500 people in there. Well, nah, not that live. Well, actually, no, it's about 350 people in there. I can't answer every question, so a lot of times my moderators, I choose them carefully because they know the sword like the back of their hand too. Some of them know it better than me. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll actually talk to the sisters or brothers too, because there's been brothers in there to be, well, what about this, Moses? How can you explain this scripture? And the mods, or not even moderators. Sometimes it'll just be the sisters. They'll jump in and they'll be like, okay, wait, this is what that means, so on and so forth. The reason and maybe I need to do a live and address that. The reason I selected the moderators I did is because I vetted them. I actually went and conversed with these women on a one-on-one basis and actually figured out what exactly they knew about the sword. And they was pulling shit that I had never even known before. You know what I'm saying? They teach me as well as I teach, as iron sharpens iron. So I'm saying, don't take it as them chastising. Those women care. Those women care. They expressed it. It was like, I hope I didn't offend the young lady. I hope, what I'm saying, like, that's how they are. We don't, all that I'm
If
Haitian.
you
That
hope
don't,
you didn't offend me, why didn't you ask me personally?
huh?
Because okay, this is the point, and I just want this to be clear. If I tell you, if I tell
I
you
can hardly
to
hear you. Why
stop,
is that? Do
hold
you
on,
have your,
hold on,
yeah, let me get your,
hold
yeah, there
on.
you go. Let me get your earbuds.
I think they went out. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you a little bit better.
Okay, so if I tell you to stop talking to me and you proceed to talk to me, I'm going to get aggravated.
Wait, you said that? Say that again?
If I if I tell somebody to stop talking to me and you still talking to me, I'm gonna get aggravated. It's just that simple.
Okay,
So when I
my
told her
question
to
right before
stop,
you continue.
when I told her to stop talking to me, and she still kept talking to me, and I told you please stop talking to me,
Okay, well,
and you
hold on,
still
hold on.
doing
Before we
it.
get
Now
to that,
you're being
though, wait a minute,
disrespectful.
hold on. Before we get to that, though,
I
the
don't.
question
I
is
don't.
why did you tell her to stop talking to you? Because that's not where the conflict is at.
Because yes, that is where the conflict was at.
No, no, no. Listen to
Because
what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
she
I'm
came
saying,
at me she came at me with a question that I didn't even that wasn't my question I asked you, because me and somebody else were talking about something else and she jumped in it, because I was like, okay, so what about hoodoo? Since y'all kept talking about, oh, Haitians and Dominicans, how they do voodoo and stuff like that, what about? African Americans who do hoodoo. Then she went in all caps and was like, Mello wants to know how you feel about hoodoo. I was like, that was not my question. And then she was like, what, is that not what you said? I said, no, that's not what I said. Me and somebody else were talking about something else because I wanted to know about Haitian. I'm a Haitian. I'm focusing on that. That is where the conflict happened.
Okay, but I'm saying she saw the question, what about hoodoo? And it was that question is on the topic of conversation. That was the curse of
But that wasn't my
Simeon. Wait,
question.
wait, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that question was on the topic of conversation that had to do with Simeon and Levi. So when she saw the question, she interpreted it as, oh, okay, well, this question is on topic, even though it may not have been your question. She interpreted it as it may have been on topic. So she just presented the question to me. In addition, if you didn't
But it
wait,
wasn't the
let me also say this.
topic.
Let me
Hoodoo
also
is
say,
African American.
wait, hold on.
Voodoo
Let me
is
also say
Haitian. That's
this.
two different culture.
If they're hardly different cultures, is what I'm saying.
They're very
No, no, no.
different.
Listen to what I'm saying. Haitians, Israelites are not as different in culture, especially the Southern Kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they're not as different as you like to think you are, as you like to think they are. You said that you were raised to be, a woman, get your jobs going, get your accomplished going, and then look for a hug. You said that's the way you were raised, right?
Yeah.
That's the
hmm
same way Israelite women are raised that are from the tribe of Judah. It's the same way. You all don't differ as much as you
But
think you are, and it's okay not to differ too. By the way, holy crap! Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. So it's not. You guys are not as different as you all think you are. She was not trying to be combative with you. That's not how the sisters are inside of the truth. They're not combative like that. Okay, and you can't keep. And it's another thing I wanted to tell you. I want you to try to get away from leaning on the fact that you are Haitian as a reason to be, and I don't want to use the word combative, but I kind of do. Just because you're Haitian doesn't mean that you have to be a certain way relative to a personality trait that would be disagreeable. You don't have to be that way.
what combativeness did I show?
No,
Did
no,
I
no.
tell somebody to stop talking to me?
I'm saying that's the statement that you use. You said, "Well, I'm Haitian, so you know."
No,
And
I said the topic that I asked was about Haitians because y'all said Haitians are Levites. So I
yeah,
was
no, I'm
trying to
talking about
understand
before I jumped
what
into the
was
live right
that.
now. I said because I said
Oh no, because you said because you made it seem like oh like I'm not gonna say what I said to you to them. I'm gonna say exactly what I said
no,
to
I
them
didn't
because
make it seem like that. I said don't talk about people that are not here to defend themselves. That doesn't mean that
well
I
like
don't
I
think that
said
you were going to
if
say
you
it to me.
wanna if you wanna like I told you if you wanna open your live and they wanna come in I would definitely direct it to them like
Well,
how I felt because how
it's
I
300.
felt they aggravated me.
Listen, it's 342 people in here. I'm pretty sure they're present now.
Oh well, they heard exactly what I said. They aggravated me. I didn't like the energy. I asked nicely to leave me alone. That one person there, I don't even know her name. She didn't leave me alone when I told her to stop talking to me. She kept talking to me, and that's just about it. And I left the live because I was just like, I'm not finna keep going back and forth with somebody I don't know, and I'm not finna keep repeating myself that I didn't ask. Because another woman was educating me about African American and not leaving Christianity. I was like, okay, but what about the hoodoo practice? And she said, okay, that's the same as well. They have to leave that alone too if they want to convert or be in the Israelites. And then she jumped in and said, Moses, Mela wants to know how do y'all feel about hoodoo? And everybody was like, oh, witchcraft, and all that other shit. I'm like, that's not wasn't my question. My question was about the Levites. Since y'all keep saying Haitians are Levites, then y'all mentioned Dominicans.
Yeah,
But
but I'm
my
saying,
main
what did
question
she
was
do
about
wrong for you to?
Haitians.
My question. I'm trying to figure out what she did wrong in posing your question to me, such that others, because you do,
I
I want you to also understand that there are people inside of the comment section that have questions. You know how like you be in a classroom and there are people that have a question in the comment section or in the classroom that you want to ask, but somebody else may ask you.
yeah.
Okay, so I want you to take heed to these things and understand that it wasn't it wasn't she wasn't trying to speak for you or speak over you or interrupt your conversation. She asked the question because she saw the question and it was prevalent to the topic that was being discussed. That's why she asked that. You know, are you
How many times? Okay, I'm
huh?
okay. nothing.
No, say that again. I'm sorry. I'm
But I keep saying the hood on African American wasn't the top of the question. The question what we were discussing was about Levites, Haitians. When y'all mentioned Levites was one of the tribes. Then y'all mentioned Dominicans, how Dominicans are something
yeah.
else.
What day?
So then I was just like, okay,
Okay, thank
so
you.
Haitians have
Oh,
their
here you go.
own spirituality. Can they coexist with
When you get
Israelites? Everybody was like, everybody
that?
said no.
That's mine. I've been at that one. Just never drive. All right, I'm sorry. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. All right, appreciate it. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Everybody said, cause when I asked, if I'm a Haitian and I have my own spirituality, can it coexist with the Israelites' way? Everybody said no. Then one of the girls was like witchcraft, this and that. She put a scripture or whatever. Then I was like, okay. But then the lady who was on the live with her husband with you, y'all mentioned that, oh, the Mexicans also were powerful as Haitians and we were used for our powers and the second, the third. You can do it, but it has to be for good, not for bad. So I was confused. I was like, okay, but when I asked, can they coexist? Your moms and all them said no. And then they mentioned, oh, witchcraft, this, that, and the third. Then I said, okay, so what about and then one of the older ladies said it's like African Americans who can't let go of Christianity. I said, okay, but what about hoodoo? Because they do, that's part of their cult. They do spiritual hoodoo. She said it's the same thing, baby. They can't do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then one of your mothers jumped in big caps. Melo wants to know if you're allowed to do hoodoo. That's not what I asked. I never asked that. That was the
Just wait. Hold
point.
on.
And I don't know why people are not trying to understand that because I feel like every time I keep repeating myself, it just doesn't go nowhere. Because I literally just that was the only thing. I wasn't mad at the fact that she put a wrong question. I was mad at the fact when I told her stop talking to me and she kept replying to me. And then
But
that's when
that's
you're
my
like, oh, go
point.
to the
That's
other
my
live
point.
and this and
But
stuff.
that's my point. The reason
Like,
you told her to stop talking to you was
but
predicated
if
on the fact
if
that
I
she
don't
posted.
know you, if I don't know you and I said nicely stop talking to me, just stop talking to me.
Wait, hold
I
on.
don't
Wait,
know
no, hold on.
you.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
I'm
wait,
trying
wait,
to be
wait, wait,
respectful.
wait, 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 wait. You
I
said that
don't
you weren't mad at the
understand
fact
why.
that she posed the wrong question. You were mad.
I wasn't mad for the wrong question. I was mad at the fact how she responded to me. Because when I
Wait a
told
minute.
her that
Wait a
wasn't
minute.
my when I told her no, let me finish. When I told her that's not my question, she said, and it was slick to me when I read it was slick. Oh, did you not? No, I did not. I did not say that. Thank you very much. And that was my response to her. I could say for word what I said. And then she still kept responding to me. After I told her to stop responding to me. And I said it in caps, leave me alone. I don't know you. I don't know why nobody can't understand that. If somebody being nice about it and say, yo, stop talking to me, just stop talking to me. I don't understand that. But I'm over here looking like I'm being combative, I'm being defensive and all that other stuff. Just listen to what somebody has to say. But that's your mom's whatever, that's who you choose. I mean, they in there, they heard what I said. So I mean, either or, uh, that's just how I feel. And I left the live because I wasn't interested in talking about it no more. I'm not gonna go back and forth with somebody I don't know. So that's all.
I think the disconnect is not in the fact that you said this is what I said. I said the conflict doesn't begin when you told her to stop talking to you. The conflict begins why you stole. At the point of why you told her to stop talking to you. And the reason you told
Yeah,
her to stop
I just
talking to you
said
was
in the
what?
beginning because after that, oh, did you not? That was like I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh, did you not? Oh, wait, hold up. Oh,
did
did
you
you
not?
not? Is that what she wrote?
I
Just
took
oh,
it.
did you not? Wait, hold on. Is that what you wrote? Or
No,
did you not?
she wrote. Well, you asked about African American hoodoo, and then she put the little quotation mark. Did you not? I'm like, no. Me and the lady was talking about it, but that
How?
wasn't my
Okay, wait, real
question.
quick. Okay, so that's what she put there.
What
How is
what
that?
is Jana?
How is that?
Okay.
How is that? How is that being mean or combative though?
I didn't say it was being mean. I found out that it was rude. I never said it, you never in this moment I mentioned combative or her being mean.
Okay,
I just said it was
okay.
rude.
So what I'm asking is why was it a problem if she asked, "Did you not?" She was clarifying whether or not you asked that question. Why is that problematic? Is what I'm asking.
Okay, it's problematic.
Huh?
It's problematic because I don't get the point. Like
See there?
you
That's what I'm
asked
talking
me,
about
you
right there.
asked me,
See, wait,
you
hold
no,
up.
because right now I'm getting irritated, and I'm trying not to.
See,
Right now,
this is my thing right here.
it's just
This is
me
my thing right here. Why are you getting irritated? Because people are asking for clarification.
because I'm explaining myself, and I explain myself how many times, and it's like you keep asking, well, what's the problem? If you don't see the problem, you don't see the problem. But how I saw it as her being rude. This is how I saw it, as her being rude. You didn't see the problem because you wasn't really into the conversation. How I saw it was her being rude, and that's when I told her just stop talking to me. That was it. And then you said, y'all calm down, this and the third. Then you said, go to the other lady live. Cool, I went to the other live. And when I went to the other lady live, she was at the other lady live. So then I left. Like, it's just,
Okay.
I ain't cuss her out. I ain't calling her name. All I just told her was,
Okay. All right.
so
I'm gonna let you.
I don't know how many times I have to explain it. I didn't say she was mean to me. I didn't say she was combative to me. I just said I felt like she was rude. And I just told her to stop talking to me.
Well, you
Because
said
all I was
you didn't
doing
feel like
was
she was
trying to,
mean to you,
and
but then you did
then
use
three
another word
different
that you felt
people.
like she was, which was rude.
I never said she was mean to me. I said she was rude to me. I didn't
Right,
like
and
the
that's
way
my
her
question.
tone
And then,
was
so once
in the
again, like I said,
comments. That's two different things.
okay, like I said,
Mean
once
and rude
again,
is two different things.
You didn't clarify. You said she was rude. I'm still not seeing where the rude portion happened.
But if you don't see it, you don't see it. That's how I see it. If you don't see it, that's fine, but that's how I see it.
So
I
how are
saw it
people to
as
converse with
rude.
you in a manner that's respectful if they don't even know where your line of being rude is?
Okay, first of all, there was so many people having different conversations with me, trying to explain to me verses and stuff like that. Even with the King James, I was like, okay, y'all talk about the King James, but is the King James and the Holy Bible? Because I know there's different Bibles, so I didn't know what. Everybody was having different conversations with me. One of the lady who was nice and like explaining stuff to me, I was having a conversation with her, and she took that comment and she put it in caps and asked you about it. Like, wait, that wasn't my question at all. I was talking about the Levites. Y'all keep saying Haitians are Levites, this, that, and the third. Then y'all keep saying, oh, y'all have to leave all of this to, follow the Israelite laws and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, if Haitians have their own spirituality and you have Israel, can they coexist? Everybody said no. Then everybody said, oh, witchcraft this, witchcraft that, all this other stuff. I was more focused on the Levites, and then all of a sudden y'all mentioned Dominicans, which I didn't know what they had to do with my questions, but then y'all mentioned the Dominicans. So I said,
That's
okay,
why.
cool.
Well, I explained what it had to do. I literally read the prophecy. I'm sorry. I literally read the scripture in Genesis 49 that discussed Levi and Haitians as brethren according to their sin, which was well, according to their power, which was their instruments of cruelty that they used. That's why they added Simeon into that topic of conversation because I had already done that. But okay, I mean, I
So
understand.
voodoo is cruelty.
Yes, it can be.
It
Are you
can
under
be,
you
but
you
there's
know
a
you know about it. I grew
but
up
does that
around
mean
Haitian. Hold on, I grew up
but does
around
that
Haitians,
mean
Jamaicans,
everybody
Dominicans,
do
and Jews.
it as cruelty though?
What?
Does that mean everybody does it for cruelty though?
What did I say? Did I say that everybody that does it is cruelty?
No, but you're saying
Right.
because of the ways of what they do cruelty in the Bible, and I'm like, okay, but
I said
then
it's an
the other
instrument.
ladies would just okay. So if people don't do it for cruelty, they can't coexist with the Israelite law.
Say that
That was my
again.
question. If people don't use it as cruelty, as y'all say, can they coexist with the Israelite law?
Okay. First of all, the Israelites are a bloodline and a lineage. Coexisting is one thing, but we all have tribal curses. We all have tribal powers, so to speak. We all have tribal wars. My thing about using
Mm-hmm.
when we're talking about voodoo, that's just an instrument that the Most High literally explained. He didn't use the word voodoo. He used instruments of cruelty, or in their habitation, in thy habitation, or in their possession. In other words, you all
Hmm.
practice this thing that most other Israelite tribes don't. Other Israelite tribes don't practice that. All right. Gadite is a war tribe. All right. Gadite, they
Hmm.
are refined and they practice war. That's why, like, at the end of the day, everything that's happening to Gad and them Negro Indian tropes, I mean tribes down there, they're not gonna win because when they wake up, it's war, and they're refined at it. Okay, so that's an instrument of that's an instrument of power that they have. Judah has an instrument of power, and one of our
Hmm.
major instruments of power is our voice. When we say shit, people listen. When Christ spoke, people stopped. When Moses talks, people stop. So what I'm saying is all of those instruments of cruelty. He specified though in Genesis 49 your instrument of cruelty. That's all I'm saying. And what I'm saying is I still don't see where she was rude with what she said. And my other question is if she didn't, if I can't identify how she was rude, she can't identify how she was rude, then how can anybody have an amicable conversation with you or attempt to answer questions that I can't inside of a live because I'm only one person. I can only answer one thing at a time, not to mention that's how I was instructed to answer things according to the Most High. How can anybody have a conversation without ending up in conflict with you? How?
So you think everybody's gonna have a conflict with me?
I, hey, let me tell you this. I do not infer when I speak. I say exactly what I mean. I mean exactly what I say. Okay?
But you
I
making it
didn't.
sound like that was one
No,
issue
I don't.
with one of the
Listen,
mods,
see how
and
you
I
just said.
explained to you.
Wait, listen to what you just said. You said, see how
I
I
mean,
made.
like,
Listen to
look,
what I'm saying.
you.
You said I made it
That's fine.
seem. I don't make things seem. I don't speak in parables or I don't speak in that fashion. I mean exactly what I say. I say exactly what I mean. I'm not saying that I think that everybody's gonna have conflict with you. I'm saying if people don't understand where your line of disrespect lies, then yes, you open the door for conflict because how can one be? I'm not saying that there are plenty of people that feel a certain way. Some people feel it's disrespectful to curse in conversation, right? But you didn't specify that. There was nothing said. She answered a question or she tried to clarify what you asked about a question, and the first thing you did was said, "Stop talking to me." That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Sister still to this day has no problem with me. None. She doesn't. I understand how that can be rude, yes?
To say stop talking to me, that means
Yeah.
respect my space. Just stop
It's
talking to
not
me. How's that rude?
stop talking to
If
me.
I
It's
say
not
stop talking to me, please, that's rude.
yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, that would help. I know you. I'm sure you've
Okay.
heard. I'm sure you've heard the saying. It's not just what you say, but it's also how you say it. Stop talking to me doesn't come off as in, okay, I don't want to have a conflict
Yeah.
or anything. It's
And I
just
said
leave me.
stop talking to.
Sure you've
Okay.
heard. I'm sure you've heard the saying. It's not just what you say, but it's also how you say it. Stop talking to me doesn't come off as in, okay, I don't want to have a conflict
Yeah.
or anything. It's
And I
just
said
leave me.
stop talking to. Told you, you still atting me. Like I don't. But okay. That
Right,
was combative and
right. I mean,
aggressive.
listen. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a dead issue. It's over now. But like I said, we people are still confused as to why it got to that point. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
And if you're gonna be in the comment section, we bounce things off one another. You see, I block people that are disrespectful and rude for no reason. The reason I didn't, mute or block anybody in that situation is because we didn't know what thing was happening in order for it to have gotten that way. That's why I inquired. That's why I opened up this live right now. It's because we're trying to figure it out that part. We don't have time for petty disagreements over things like that. And that's why I said, this is the tricky thing about writing in text is because you can't tell somebody's tone. You can't tell somebody's intent behind behind their words a lot of times. That's a hard thing to determine. So I was asking you for clarification, but the clarification wasn't awarded her inside of
Mhm.
the live the same way the clarification wasn't hasn't really been awarded to me. I mean, if you and I are talking, for example, right? And If I were to tell you, stop talking to me, please, let's say we were having a conversation and you asked, let's say somebody else in the comment section. If you said stop
Mhm.
talking to me, now I'm not saying that I probably wouldn't follow your request, because at that point I would seem like you were in conflict with me, so I wouldn't want to talk at that point anyway. But I do know that it would make me feel as though, okay, this person is either being disrespectful or felt disrespected, or perhaps both. Okay, I'm not saying I wouldn't respect your wishes.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure, I would respect your wishes, of course. But that would let me know, okay, leave this person alone. Period. You know, I'm just saying. Like I said, I was just saying. And then the portion about, you said, well, I'm Haitian. Before you got on, you were saying you would say it to their face. All right, I understand it, but understand this: Judite women are the same way.
Mhm.
They'll say the
Mhm.
same thing. They'll say
Yeah.
exactly what they feel too. It's not,
Cause you
you
made it
know,
sound like tell us something. Don't talk about people who are not there. Like I told you, if you want to go live,
right. I said,
and I
I
know they
said,
jump
I
on your
said.
live, I
Wait, hold
will
up. That
continue to say
wasn't
what I have to
me
say. Cause
saying me saying.
I took it as you were trying to say like I was scary or
And
something.
that's the problem. That's what I'm saying is the problem. That's what I mean is combative. You shouldn't be taking that as a challenge. You shouldn't be taking me saying don't talk to somebody in that fashion or talk about somebody in that fashion if they're not there to defend themselves as a challenge for you to do so. That's somebody that's looking for conflict.
Mhm.
I wasn't challenging you to tell her that.
No,
I
I'm
was
not looking
saying
for conflict.
I was saying I'm the same way. Anytime any of these other large content creators want to talk that shit, like Mike the Voice or whoever else, the first thing I do is invite them to a live. Say it to my face. Don't say it behind my back. Don't write it in a video and then don't say it in a video and then not at me, or show up to a live to actually defend your assertions and say it to my face. But that's not a challenge I was issuing you. I was saying it's better not to speak behind somebody's back and give them the opportunity to respond. That's what I'm saying. You would want that same respect, no? Would you rather have somebody?
But you went on your live, right? And I told you they could hear exactly what I said, correct?
You said what?
Because either or, I was gonna get my point, but I did tell you that you could hop on your live and then they could hear what I have to say, or they could come on my live and they could ask questions for me if they have any questions. Like I said, I have no problem with that. But the way you said it, oh, though you made it seem like what I'm saying now. I can't repeat myself what I just said
How
at
how
that
how
moment.
how does
That's
me
how I
saying
took it. That's why I
how does
told you
me
go on
saying
your
wait a
live
minute,
because I
wait a
know
minute.
they'll hop on
That's
your live.
but that's what
But
I'm
that's
talking
how
about.
I took it though. So
And that's what I'm that's my question.
if I took
That's my
something
question.
away,
Why did you take
just
it
be
that
like,
way?
okay, cool.
No, that's my question. Why would you take it that way?
It's the
Why
way
would
you
you take
said
it
it.
that way?
It's the way you said it. I just said that.
If
Just like how you tell
all I said
people,
was
oh, hop on this, hop on that. It's the same way. Hop on it.
no, I didn't say anything about hopping
You
on no
make it
live
sound
or
like I
nothing.
was gonna.
All I said was cease talking about somebody if they're not
Okay.
if they're not present. That's all I said. That's not how is that a challenge? And why would you take it as such? Hmm? Why would you take it as such if I said just don't speak about
I just
somebody if they're not
told you. I took it. No, that no. It's the way you said it, and I just took it like, okay, you make it seem like I'm not gonna say what I have to say in front of them. So go on your live, and you went on your live, right? And I continue talking, just to show I'm not gonna switch up. I'm gonna keep saying what I have to say, because I know they're gonna be on your live. And just like I said now, if they want to hop on my live and ask me a question, what's the problem is, I will repeat myself. But at this point, you just said it's basically not going anywhere. You still don't see the issue. Okay, cool. You don't see the issue. I told you what my issue was. I told what my issue was before then. You don't see it. Nobody in your life see it, which I didn't ask for anybody in your life to see it. It was potentially it was only to the person I had issues with at that time. Okay, cool. So the issue is dead. I mean, it ain't no point talking about it. It's dead. If nobody see the fact that I felt that I was disrespected, keyword I felt I was disrespected, it's no point of talking about it because it's dead. We're just gonna keep saying the same thing, going in circles, and then it's gonna come to, well, don't you think you sound combative? Okay, cool. I guess I was a combative person, but telling somebody to stop talking to me, please. At this point, it's just going in circles because nobody sees where was me being disrespected at. I saw where I was being disrespected at. I was telling her to stop talking to me, please. You said, yo, go hop on Shawty Live. I hop on Shawty Live. Then I see her and Shawty live. What the hell? So I left because I was interested. I really wanted to learn why y'all think the way y'all think, but you know, I left because I'm not gonna argue on somebody's comments.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
No, nothing. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I don't want to bother you no more while you're at work. I'm a TTYL. All right.
You straight?
All right.
All right.
All right, mama.
Deuces.
Bye. Hey, let me say something real quick. If you in the comment section, y'all know who I'm talking to. Stop asking me, why am I talking to this person? Why am I wasting time with this person? Hey, we don't have the luxury of not correcting poor behavior. We don't have the luxury of not addressing problems. Anything be used as a teachable moment. We got to get this spirit out of us in Israel about writing people off just because they're not in the truth. Stop doing that. The reason I'm talking to the girl, the reason I'm talking to the woman, the reason I'm talking to the boy, the reason I'm talking to the man, the reason I'm talking to the child or adult is to fix what we have as a problem. Quit telling me to stop wasting time on people. Israel is not a waste of time. Fuck. I get sick of that shit. Every time somebody, hey man, you can't keep talking to them, man. They just not gonna get it, so just leave them in the dust. You do not care. You have no compassion. If Christ or God were like that, we'd all be fucking dead. Everything is a teachable moment. You can't claim to love Israel, but then let Israel fall by the wayside just because you feel like they're being combative. Sometimes you have to go through that combative nature. This is why everybody ain't fit to be a prophet or a teacher. It's because you don't even have the truth. You don't even have the patience enough to deal with somebody for long enough so that you can figure out what the problem was and then try to figure out a solution in order to fix it. The person that she was having a conflict with is in here right now. She's not mad, she's not upset, and she understands the reasoning for having this conversation. And even she didn't say, stop talking to her. You don't just hang up on everybody. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous stand bold as a lion. You don't just run out. And that doesn't just go for conflict, that go for your own people too. You stand there and you listen to what the whole matter is, and then you address it. Stop being so quick to write our people off. Some of them people, even though they might be evil, even though they might be contentious, even though they might be burdensome, even though they might be quarrelsome, the fact still remains there's a piece of them that's a warrior that we might need in these last days. Male or female. Fuck. Yeah. I expect more from Israel than that. I expect more from that. Most High said our job is to be fishermen. Just because a fisherman happens to hook a fish that's not large enough does not mean that they don't cast the line out again. You cast the line out again. And you keep doing that until the Most High sends Shiloh and the rest of the angels back to destroy this wicked place. You keep casting the line out. If you can't, you are not fit to be in this truth. You don't hang up on them. You don't quit on them. That's one of the biggest problems in our intimate relationships. So easy to quit. Oh man, you know what? I don't like this one little thing about this person. I think it's time to go. But fuck, you didn't want a relationship then. You didn't want to be here then. If you just want to pack up and leave every time something doesn't go your way, every time something seems to be a problem, you didn't even do the least bit of digging. Oh, well, this earth must be bad because I can't seem to break the surface. Try harder, damn it. Dig deeper, damn it.
And then you'll find out some of the most plush and nutrient-rich soil is only 3 feet down. You over here upset because you couldn't break the soil and it looks dry on top. Worst gardener ever. You asked me the reason I still send smoke at all these larger content creators. There's a reason for that. The reason I send smoke at them is because even though they are combative as all outdoors, even though they want to sit here and send character attacks and reputation destruction, at the end of the day, if they still Israelite by blood, I'm going to still send smoke at them to get them to come to the table and actually say something, actually do something, actually be something. You don't give up on Israel. Yeah, they probably gonna get destroyed for what they saying and doing. Most likely. That's not the point. The point is if you don't stand in there like Ezekiel said in 33, if you don't stand there, when I say to a wicked man, you will surely die for your sins, and you do not speak out to dissuade him from his wicked ways, that wicked man will die for his sins, and I shall hold you accountable for his blood. If you don't stand in the pocket and do your job to correct that behavior, your ass going with him. You don't have the luxury of saying, all right, I'm done with it. Let me just clean my hands and be done. I don't want to talk about this shit no more. Can't save everybody. That type of spirit was not the type of spirit Christ had. That type of spirit is not the kind of spirit that the prophets had. They showed up. You don't think the people they were trying to correct were combative? You don't think the people Israel always been a hard-headed and stiff-necked people. Always. And oh, by the way, you were combative one day as well. I don't care if they still in denial. You were combative at one point in time in your life. You were the same way they appear to be now. You didn't just wake up non-combative like this. You didn't just wake up and were like, okay, well, I need to maybe chill out for a little bit and let them talk. But you didn't just wake up that tolerant of shit. You was an asshole once too. How do I know? Because I was. Thank God people that had around me didn't give up on me either. Plenty nights where I done offended my elder. Not plenty nights. It was one. It only took me one. And I learned that night, and I learned not to do it anymore. I was upset, having a bad night. I remember it was a bad night. Drunk off my ass. I was all of that shit. Depressed and upset about relationships and the job that I had and all this other shit. Called him. He didn't pick up. Text him. He didn't respond. Then I text him. I said, man, you know what? You just like the rest of them. You just like the rest of them. You ain't shit. You ain't my elder, blah, blah, so on and so forth. Next morning, woke up, looked at the text message. I knew I was dead ass wrong. Text him, elder, I apologize for what I did. I know I was dead ass wrong. He said, I hear you, son. Now bring over here a gift of atonement. I went to the liquor store, picked up 3 bottles of wine, and that was my atonement gift for my wrongdoing and mishap. Corrected the behavior. From that point on, every time my elder speak, I sit down on the floor cross-legged and listen. And I'm 37. Everything don't work out on your time. And we all on the Most High's time. Gotta stop throwing in the towel like that. I'm sorry to get on y'all ass. I apologize. Because I know they know who I'm talking to. We gotta stop being that way. You have a job to do. You have a job to do. Because if one of y'all, the young lady the other night, we're talking about, her relationship, about she was with the man. If I had just said, well, you know what, you ain't getting it because you ain't left yet, where would that leave her? Possibly in a path of destruction. Is that what you want for the sister? And if you do want that for the sister, you ain't shit. And know if you want that for the sister, the destruction that befalleth her is soon to befall your ass. Wake up, Israel. Wake up. Every person that seems to be somebody we don't want, seems to be somebody we don't need, is somebody we most certainly do need. Most High gonna save people in the last days, in the last hour, in the last minute, in the last second. Somebody's gonna receive salvation right then. Right then, somebody's going to receive salvation. The person that you thought wouldn't have made it into heaven, the person that you thought wouldn't have made it on that chariot in order to get out of here and seek that and receive that salvation when he lay desolate this earth, somebody's going to receive that salvation. And in that day, you're going to be the one looked at like, well, why didn't you help him when you could have? No, you're not once saved, always saved. Understand this. Nobody is saved right now. Saved is also a literal. Saved is literal. When these nuclear missiles, you think that they're making nuclear missiles for no reason? No. When these nuclear missiles set off and Putin get to funk, I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna go ahead and post a video today so we can show you exactly what the scripture says about the prophecy. But when he lets those off, all the people that's talking about they saved, if they ain't made it on them chariots to get up out of here before he let that nuclear war go, all the people that's talking about it saved. When he lets those off, all the people that's talking about they saved, you'll know that they saved because they up there when that fire hit this earth. Otherwise, you just talking saved. No. We are walking in repentance. Israelites do not claim being saved yet. Because the prophecies of the fulfillment of prophecy relative to Revelations has not come to pass yet. And if it has not come to pass, nobody is saved. I'm disappointed in y'all this morning. I'm disappointed in Mello. I'm disappointed in the people that say we should throw in the towel right now. But I'm going to lay that burden down. I'm going to lay that disappointment down and get back to what we were supposed to be doing, which is forgiving you for your sins and loving thy neighbor. That's your job. See, it's hard to turn the other cheek when the person looks like you offends you. It's easy to turn the other cheek when you know it might be retribution that's stronger than you to come back, and it's easy for you to turn the other cheek when you know you have an obligation to that person because they are blood to you, like a family member. But turning the other cheek when you don't have to, when you could otherwise leave that person in destruction, it's not so easy then. Yeah, the Most High called us to do things that are actually difficult. That's a bar.